Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy, 26 Owen, and we are back with another Factory Flare SMP episode. I know this is a bit of a weird starting, we ended off the last episode at the new area, and then we came back to the old, base, which, I mean, technically is still our base, but we came back here because we need to build a, dirt setup. And I know what you're thinking, how are you going to automate dirt? And that's a good question. Originally I was going to automate it right here, but I don't know that there's really enough room here. And plus, I feel it's kind of weird to put it in our basement. So we're going to actually go upstairs here. And I have a pretty good idea of where I want to build it. I just need to sleep real quick. And then I know kind of where I want to build the dirt factory. But anyway, if we just head back downstairs, the rain should have stopped now. And we are just going to head out to the area where we want to build the factory at. Which is going to be kind of over near the iron farm here. Now, I'm not sure if it showed in the intro or not. But we did actually upgrade the iron farm to where it has fans blowing from each direction, and we put belts down there, mainly to help with lag, because the particles actually cause less lag than the entities do, and these don't get counted as separate entities when they're on belts. So that was kind of the thing, but also it makes it faster. Yes, so we do have everything in our inventory that we're going to need. So kind of the main thing you're going to need is 2 of these mechanical arms. But we don't need those yet. What we're going to need first off is just some base kind of building blocks to kind of lay the area out. So I need my jetpack. So we're going to have... I want this to not be at ground level. I want it to be one above ground level. So we're going to have our crafter there. So you know what, let's actually, I guess, go ahead and put the crafter there. That would be the smartest thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my crafter here. The jetpack can be a bit annoying sometimes because of how it works. But basically, I want this like that. And it doesn't necessarily matter how it gets crafted as long as it always gets crafted. Then basically we're going to have our arms right here. And we just have to base everything off of like the placement of our arms and stuff. So obviously we're going to want a cog on one of these sides to power the arms. So let's make sure we have that. And then here comes the fun part where we have to run belts and everything else. So I feel like all of the storage should be kind of back behind. So I'm gonna have a belt that runs here. Alright. Alright. So, I don't even know what the last thing you saw was because it's been like probably a week since the last time I recorded. It says invalid item. Use schematic table instead. I'm confused. But anyway. So we have the Rocket Factory in BT. We need that. And we need the Creeper Farm in BT. Now we will have to build a sugarcane farm. But the rest of it's kind of already set up here for us. So I just need the Rocket Factory, which is this first one. And I need that where it's supposed to go. So it's kind of supposed to go in this area. And what I had done is I took part of the dirt with me. Now I'm moving instead of the schematic. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's because... Alright. Sorry. I'm not even sure where I left off at last time. I think maybe starting building the factory. Not really 100% sure, but I'm completely done building it now. I played while I was sick, but I couldn't really record. I don't know if y'all saw the post that I just sent out. Well, it would have been sent out probably a couple days ago by the time this video comes out. But anyway, I was sick. I could like hardly talk. So, I mean, if I would have been recording, you wouldn't have been able to hear me. I was sick for like a week. It sucks that it's turning night right now. So I guess we're going to fly down there and sleep. And then I'll kind of show off, what I had worked on, because I mean I got a lot now compared to what I had I think the last time I was recording. Like, you got to see a sneak peek of this building behind me. I'll just go ahead and show you what that is. So you didn't get to see like any of this stuff. You might recognize this if you watch Mr. Beardstone, because I low-key copied his design for this part. So yeah, full credit to him for this. I think I may have used a different, like, piece right here. I think he used, what's it called? I think it's called, like, Sequoia or something. Yeah. Whatever this is. Acrium, I think is how you say it. I think this is what he used. But other than that, it's basically the exact same design for this part anyway. And then, so you saw this in the picture I posted in the sneak peek. But what this is Blazey has been really busy, so he hasn't been able to get me hooked up to his power. And I really needed power to finish this episode, so I went ahead and built a power plant. It's very similar style to the one Blazey built, but you can't really get too creative with a power plant. I mean, they all pretty much do the same thing. But yeah, pretty similar style. But yeah. And I did do the, where it throws the buckets. Or as Blazey said, barrels. Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of him, guys. It was just kind of funny. Um, but yeah. I like the style of throwing them a little bit better than just having belts across here, because it allows for like me to like walk through here. And I did take advantage of the vibrant vaults, and I used some colored vaults here that kind of matched the more factory logistic vibe. Yeah. And I did go ahead and put a chart here, so it says 26 Owens Power Co. I'm not going to be selling my power. This is just for me. So, I mean, I don't know why I really named it. But then there is my total stress units I'm generating, which is 589,000. Well, basically 590. Then the total stress that I'm using right now is 9.1 thousand, and then I have 500 and basically 581,000 still available. So I got a lot of power to, sorry, excuse me. I got a lot of power to work with here. And I did make these kind of nice looking utility poles with I kind of copied that style of using the regular and weathered. And then I used a trick with the chutes where if you have an angled chute like that, then you can put a wall inside of it. And that allowed me to hang those lanterns. And this is just a lantern from Macaw's, because I thought they had more of like, I don't know, kind of more of a vibe to them than just the regular lanterns. Is this a crab? It's a coconut crab. Interesting. Didn't know that was a thing. Oh, you probably just heard a creeper die. Because there is a creeper farm actually under me. I can't go down there though because of how many mobs are just down in that room. So I can't actually go down there. Now before I show you what's in this building, I'm going to actually F4. Yes, I will go into free cam and I will show you the creeper farm. Let's do that real quick. So here is where the creeper farm's at. Let's see, there's a bunch of mobs down here. Not as many as there normally is, though, surprisingly, but there's a decent amount down here. So here's my vault. I currently have 288 gunpowder. And I did use the white frogs from Vibrant Vaults, and then the white packager as well down here. And then I have a chain conveyor, and I'm using some soul campfires, and then like fences and stuff. If I can find, because I believe I did reference this off of a video. If I can find the video that I used, I will link that in the description. But pretty much, it's just a very simplistic, basic creeper farm. And the creepers spawn and they get washed down and then burned in the campfires. And that's pretty much how it works. Yep. And then you're probably wondering why the power keeps coming back this way. Because, you know, gunpowder gets fed in there. Well, sugarcane farm. I'm not sure if you saw me start this, but I have completed the sugarcane farm. And so what you're looking at here is I have 665 sugarcane in here. So sugarcane is a quicker resource than the gunpowder, clearly. But I basically set up a sugarcane farm using a gantry system. And you're probably wondering why I used a gantry and not just a minecart contraption. Well, because minecarts can actually fail, and what'll happen is they'll just stop. But a gantry system won't stop as long as it has power. So what I've done is I've set up a pretty simple redstone setup here. So what happens is I have some redstone contacts, and the contraption has a contact on it, which when it attaches to this pulse repeater receives a signal, waits 10 seconds, and then sends the signal into the repeater, which then the repeater sends that signal into this. And what's going to happen now is it's going to keep doing that. Every time it docks, it's going to wait 10 seconds, which gives it time to unload. and then it will keep doing that until it gets to what I set the threshold for, which is 400 stacks. Once it reaches 400 stacks, this redstone will activate, which will activate this observer, which is then also going to activate this repeater. Now what that's going to do is basically prevent this from being activated by this. So the repeater is a lock. So essentially what will happen is this will receive I think it's one last redstone signal, and then after that it won't turn back on again until this wire turns off. I'm sure by this point you know what this factory is that I'm running right here. And I want to show you. I built this factory, and this is kind of one of the nicer ones that I built. Hold on, let me sleep. Sorry, I can't deal with nighttime. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, bet. So this is one of the nicer factories that I built here. Now when I schematic handed it in, it got all these brackets in it instead of staying straight lined, but honestly, I don't think it looks too bad like that. But yeah, I like the way this factory looks. I feel like all the blocks really, you know, go together, and it really adds texture to the build. I'm not the best with texturing, but like I feel like the factory, the power plant, and this build are like my best textured builds that I've done. I'm not good with texturing. If you notice, that house that I built at spawn, I didn't do any texturing at all. That was like base level. But I'd been watching the Just Create SMP, and I noticed that like a lot of them, they use texturing in their builds, and I was like, well, let me kind of watch this and see like what you know, stuff they use together and when they use it. And I had been practicing, and by the time I got to build my iron farm, I'd had some practice with texturing, and the iron farm actually looked pretty good. But I feel like these two builds are probably, I feel like they're better textured because I have more experience with it, and it's still not going to be the best. And I do like the archway I did on this. I did not end up doing an archway like that for the power plant, just because it's constantly loaded. So I tried to not use any of the copycat blocks, because the copycat blocks are laggy, and since my power plant is constantly loaded, I didn't want to use those blocks. Now I don't know if it works, honestly. I don't know what the range is. I think it is large enough. It should work because it's a 3x3x3. So it should be a big enough area that it can reach the windmills that are under the thing. But I don't really know. I guess we'll see. But anyway, yes. So copycat layers and stuff coming through here to make a really nice looking archway. I used these because I thought it kind of looked nice as like pillars. And then most of my builds so far that I've had over here, just those two, honestly. I liked the water wheel in it. I do want to do one with the clock. So there is a like clock bearing. Yes, clockwork bearing. And I haven't messed around with this. I don't know how it works, but I saw I believe it was Chosen used it in one of his episodes. But anyway, so the way this works in here. Oh yeah, I also tried to make this look good. So that's that. Anyway. So, power comes in here and goes into a speed controller, which is set to 126. All of my stuff is set to 126. And you might be asking, why not 256? Well, I found that the chain conveyors, which everything is linked to this, except for my sugarcane, I think it's on a separate network. but the chain conveyor for the gunpowder is linked to this. So I have to run this at 126, I found to be the best speed. Because if you run a chain conveyor at 256, I found that for one, there's a visual glitch where the chains actually go the opposite direction of what they're actually like visually looking like they go. And also, the packages sometimes will have issues. So 126 I found to be kind of the middle ground, kind of the best spot. But yeah, my power comes through here, and then it gets pulled over here to the one that pulls the gunpowder in. And this is my vault for the gunpowder. And then it comes through here, gets split along this line down through all four of those. And I do have some paper in there already because I had accidentally sent some sugarcane through. Yeah, and the bottom line here is for the paper. So we have 4 lines for paper, and there's a vault that the paper comes out of as well. You can just barely see it right there. No, you can actually see it if I come through to this side. I didn't color these vaults. I should have, but I didn't. Here's my pressing line, which is probably overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presses. Yep, 5 presses. So it gets split among 5 of them and then gets pushed into one vault. This is where the paper gets stored. And then here, everything gets mixed together, comes along this, and goes into this vault. There's 9 fireworks in there from testing, and then it goes into a packager, and onto that. I think in the future, if I'm wanting to use, like a system that says, like if I eventually hook up, if I eventually hook up a network, in shopping district, because I do plan to sell these rockets. So if eventually I hook up a train network that goes to shopping district to deliver the rockets to the shop that I'm eventually going to have. I don't know if it's going to be rockets specific or if it's going to sell more than just rockets. A little bit of a cough there. My throat's starting to hurt. I'm talking too much. I'm not really sick anymore, but my throat still a little bit. But yes, basically, I feel like I'm going on and on and on. But yes, we're gonna have a rocket shop or a shop that sells more than rockets. I'm not sure, but if I set up a network that delivers them from here to there, I'm gonna have to have a different setup, because if I put a link on this, it will read the vault and it will send items out of the vault on a frog. But so actually I technically could do that. If I put the stock link here and then I put a gauge on here, it should send it to the mailbox. I don't actually know how that works. Because I know if you want to use gauges, you have to use frogs. So I could use a frog that sent it to the mailbox, and then the train can pick it up from the mailbox. But if you use a gauge without a frog, I don't know how that works. I haven't tested it. See, all the frogs and stuff are still new to me, so I don't know how they work. But anyway, if we turn on the factory, now you're questioning, how do you turn on the factory? Well, you can straight just say send 1 of the sugarcane and send 1 of the gunpowder, and it will constantly send 1. Or you can say send 1 stack, and it will constantly send 1 stack until it runs out of ingredients. So I think I'm going to tell it to constantly keep 1 stack. Okay, well, we're going to redo that because I got interrupted. But 1 stack, come to this side and say on this link, active 1 stack. And now it's going to try and call 1 stack on both of these.
So that one pulled a stack through. I'm not seeing as much of a relay on the sugarcane side. I'm not seeing... Oh. Stack of the sugarcane came through. It pushed that all on one line. But yes, we are seeing some rockets get pumped through here. Look at this. Look at this. Rockets! Yes, sir. We already got over a stack in here. I might put a gauge on here to monitor how many rockets we have, but we don't really need it. But yeah, we got rockets pumping through. But that's pretty much how all this works. I figured I'd walk through it. Especially since I wasn't too sure if I'd actually... I wasn't too sure if I'd actually showed me building it or not. Because it's been like I said, like 2 or 3 weeks since the last time I think it's been 2 weeks since the last time I recorded. Creeper! Oh no. I almost blew up. But yeah, it's pretty much been way longer than it should have been. Creeper. Aw, man. I'm not leaving that in the video. I'll get, like, copyrighted or some crap. But yeah, it's basically going to constantly request now that sugarcane be sent through. I want it to round robin, though. I don't like that it is sending the stack just indefinitely through one spot. So it is set to split. I'm going to set it to a forced split. Forced split. Forced split. Forced split. Forced split. And let's see what happens if you forced split it. It's still all going to 1, even though I have set it to split. Maybe I need to say round robin. I was pretty sure. Randomize? Well, from the look of it, I actually don't even think that, like, all of these are connected together. You know why I don't think that? Because I should be able to change the distribution method on one of these, and it should have changed it on all of them. I think because of the way it's put together, these aren't all connected. I don't know. I think it's going to constantly use one belt line unless you send more than one stack at a time. But do we need more than one stack at a time? Not necessarily. We've already 840 rockets in here. That's insane, bro. 840 rockets in the matter of like 5-ish minutes. Now, if I want to call for more than a stack, because I have 5 lines. So calling for 5 stacks at a time could be the go-to. Let's see if I call for 5 stacks if it's going to use 5 lines. My next one should hopefully be the 5 stacks. There it is. Was that still only 1 stack? It's supposed to send 5 at a time. I changed it to aim to keep 5. Or even though I'm aiming to keep 5, is it still gonna keep sending only 1? Oh, it didn't have any more sugarcane to send. Okay. So that's probably the problem. It's going to aim to keep 5, but it's not going to be able to keep 5. So let's just send 1 stack at a time. Let's keep it at that. Because it can aim to keep 5, but if there's not, 5 stacks in there, it's never going to keep 5. And I mean, we got paper backed up, so I would say we don't necessarily need that. I would say gunpowder is being more of our issue here. I was able to make 957 rockets. Just sent that in the Discord in case you're wondering what that chat message was. 950 divided by 64. So that's roughly, if you round up. Oh, actually, hold on. I forgot to round up. No, honestly, you want me to be honest with you? I just forgot the number that it gave me when I tried to round it. 14.84. So if we round up, that's 15 stacks. But if we want to stay even, then it's 14 stacks. Plus some. It's roughly 15. There's no gunpowder getting sent through. And I'm wondering if that's a matter of there's no gunpowder in the line at all, or if that's a matter of me saying send a stack of stuff. So it's a matter of no gunpowder at all. Now, how exactly do I AFK a creeper farm? Because this is not at build height. Some people say you AFK at build height. This isn't build height. This is 162, and I'm pretty sure build height. Oh, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked. Hey, we're about to get some gunpowder because I flew up there. I guess that is high enough. Listen to all. Did you hear all that? More creepers coming in. Heck yeah! There's a creeper in the corner there. I guess that is high enough to get the creepers to spawn. Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, there's so many mobs down here just from doing that. Yep, I guess that is high enough. We finna get some more rockets now. Not many, but we finna get some more in there. Yeah, now we got 969 rockets. Alright, so what I'm finna do is I'm finna fly up here. And I'm finna just like AFK there for a little bit. And yeah. I don't know for how long, because I gotta edit this so I can get it out to y'all. But I'm gonna AFK up here for a little bit. And yeah. This might be the end of the episode, so in case, I will record an outro real quick. Thank you guys for watching, Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in episode 8. And I hope that it goes a little better to plan and we don't end up 4 weeks out and still not having episode 8. That'd be amazing if we could get it out. Pretty much in my weekly plan, I was trying to like keep. But yeah. In that episode, hopefully we can do the rocket shop. We still don't really have a shopping district. If I can come over to spawn, you'll notice like Blazey has his power plant. And this is kind of the area where shopping district is supposed to be. But there's no shopping district. So if we can get a shopping district, or maybe I can plan that out in a live stream or something, then I will definitely be able to pop in and yeah, do some little shopping district work. Give me a little rocket factory setup or a rocket shop setup there. Will be manual restock for right now, but eventually I'm hoping to get some kind of train network or something that can go from my base to the mainland. Because I definitely want to be able to take more advantage of those shops and stuff whenever people do actually start opening their shops up. I know, I don't know what TV Dude has actually came out and said for his ideas, but I do know he has some pretty good ideas for his shops. So I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna spoil his shops, but he do got some pretty good ideas. And I don't know if Blazey is gonna continue on, but he was gonna do like I don't want to say either because I don't think he said, but he had a good shop idea too. But I don't know if he's gonna fruition that or not. We did have Blob who was gonna sell food, but low key, Blob ain't been on in a while, guys. I don't know what happened to Blob. Don't know what happened to Blob, guys. But anyway, yeah. I'll see y'all on the next one, and peace out.